Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to DeathSpank. Let's continue. So, we figured out that there's some button that you have to press using the to pick up items. And so I need to figure out how to pick up these turnips that are over on the right. And I think the best way to do that would be just to look at the controller settings. Alright. We've got to figure out how to pick up these turnips. I can lock on this turnip. I can press A. Alright. Alright, I see what I've got to do. I've got to convince this guy to run way over here because he eats these turnips and his eating the turnips doesn't work. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run over here and reset so he stops chasing me. Okay. I'm gonna then use stealth to be invisible, and then I'm going to see that he can't see me. There we go. That was one. That was two. That's three. So we're having kind of a puzzle here. He stopped me, though, trying to pull off the trick. So we have to kind of run in a wide loop to give ourselves so much time. What you can tell by this is that means we do have actually more speed than he does, even though I just increased my running speed. That actually turned out to be probably the right move, come to think of it. There we go.
Oh, that's a mighty fine looking mating stone.
And there's another treasure chest, which I don't know where we got that golden key. Seems like what we are gonna do is we'll get just kind of golden keys whenever and wherever, maybe when we do quests. Let's see. So that's another quest to turn in to potentially save ourselves some trouble. And this guy will probably give us another side quest.
And a good day to you, lazy fisherman.
Then he keeps changing his title.
I have your prize tuna, lazy fisherman.
You've really helped me out, brave adventurer.
The animation style of this guy is almost like a potato.
Alone with my fishing gear.
Is a little bit different than the animation style
Greetings, lazy fisherman.
of
Thank
like
you for
the
your help, brave adventurer.
orphan just to the left of this area. Maybe a little bit of inconsistency there. Can I shop with this?
I don't think he wants that.
So shopping with people doesn't inherently mean that they will give you money. Interesting. And I still have to talk to her if I want
Greetings once more,
get
business orphan.
Do you have the spider eyes yet?
Not yet, impatient orphan. What do you
So you have to
for
talk to her to
sale?
actually see what's on sale. That kinda sucks. I'm gonna buy this, and I'm going to buy this. And I'm not sure what I really needed the stealth potion for, but whatever. Quest-wise, are we really doing anything? Because we are automatically holding on to and equipping better equipment. So my outfit is just going to constantly change. So it's really not worth it too often to jump back and look at all of this. The sword is slightly different. It might actually be useful. And this is potion, I guess. I'm probably trying to organize things the wrong way. Now this wallet quest, again, was, I think, more of a, I have to lock onto this and do this. There, we found the missing wallet. So this quest was actually right next to that guy. Which, if they had programmed these guys to walk around, I bet they didn't want to spend the time on that. You would have seen him running from the plants.
You found my lost wallet?
Your wallet is rescued.
I was also healed.
Now I can get ready for Madam Primps.
And see, he's got no new quest for us.
Oh, I can't decide what to wear to Madam Primps. I'm so wholesomely excited.
Yep. This whole game kind of has a Fable feel, and Fable, I guess, is a kind of action RPG game that's a lot more in depth. The problem I've had with the Fable games that I've played is that they all seem to love to have this long, wow, I need 120 spider eyes apparently, and you can walk in some of these trees, but not all of them. So you seem to just be able to do too many things, and it's not a clear game as far as Fable games are not as clear as I'd like them to be. They're not single-minded and focused enough. You kind of know that there's a big bad guy eventually coming, but he doesn't. They usually don't even make a real appearance until late in the game. I think in most of the games end up getting captured in a jail for a very long time. There's a lot of grinding, a lot of just elements that feel like they're thrown in because the creator wanted them in the game, because he had too many good ideas and a little bit of I'm not really diagnosing him, but I would say ADHD. He's just trying to throw way too many concepts into it, where this is just straight up, you're going to hack and slash and you're going to kill things. You're going to get stupid quests that you don't really care about the storyline behind it, because let's face it, it's been decades since somebody has written a story like a Final Fantasy game where players are actually interested in the motivation of the characters or the characterizations of the characters, particularly the NPC characters who are handing out quests. Like there are a few games where the writing is really, really good, and you feel like you're in a real world and you really care about what this NPC is asking you to go fetch. But the vast majority of fetch quests are known as fetch quests because that's all they are. You're just there to fetch some MacGuffin, some random item, and once you fetch that item, you'll turn it in and you'll get some other random item, and you'll just rinse and repeat that idea for potentially 200 hours. Now what sucks here is if I start trying to open the chest, it stops me from eating the food. Which, it feels like there should just be an sound where he'll just say, no, I'm not, I'm eating. And that could be a very funny sound effect, certainly, because if he does talk with his mouth full, that would be interesting. What level is this guy? There's a giant demon creature over in that area, and we got a rainbow plant poisoning me. Yep. Killing a rainbow plant doesn't even seem like it does anything. And then here we have a badger fant, which this was a creature that the wizard note said the wizard created. Come on. Got poisoned again. We're gonna end up eating the last bit of chicken, and I think that's gonna probably be it for us as far as chicken goes. I imagine we hit someplace like level 60 by the end of the game. Maybe we get up to level 100. I seriously doubt we're going to be running into a scenario where we're hitting level 250, 500 or anything like that. That just seems unlikely for the rate at which we're playing this game, which is super fast, and I gotta say I love it. I really do not want to waste a lot of time trying to let's see, minor speed potions. Yeah, I don't want to waste a lot of time just grinding or playing unfun elements of RPGs. Let's see, we have here something that would do 375 versus 300, so that's something we can also get rid of. What was the actual quest that we were supposed to do? We have 1 gold treasure key. I kind of wish that they would mark those on the overworld heads-up display. Let's see. I have a Throng of Courage by the Death Came. Take it to the Thongalith of Courage by the Demon Camp with the Thongamith instrument. So I think the Dark Warriors won't actually attack me. So I think all I have to do is come over here to this inventory and then press Y to drop it. And then they turned into Dark Warriors. And more get summoned. And that was too easy. I must be a little bit over leveled for this quest. Like, I'm just level 6 and they're level 5, and these guys are dying in 2 hits. So our equipment does seem like we've done it. Alright. So then I guess we're just going after this guy. I assume this is a demon. He's a level 10. And he just kind of ran away. Interesting. which is good because I don't think I really could have taken out a level 10 demon. Tracking hits. This is a great game to show how in a lot of these RPGs you need a you need a increased rate of health or damage per second more than you even need an increased total healing. Let's see. Is that all we needed was one demon horn? I don't think I can come and take these guys out. Like this guy's a level 8. Yeah, I don't think I can do that. So I don't think I can either escape either. Oh, you can escape with enemies around. That's a little surprising. Okay. So here we have a lightning rod, which seems like this might be the wrong kind of weapon for that point. But we'll see. And this is a special weapon that we probably should sell. We probably won't ever use it. And then minor speed potions. I'm having a weird time trying to figure out how this decides to place things. Okay, so we're going to combine this with this. Now we have a bright red demon horn imp. We needed 9 of them though. Let's go and turn in some other quests. And
The lost and found is empty.
I guess I don't really need to check the lost and found too often. We have everything she needs. I guess if you want to access the sales, you just go to the cart behind her.
I sure do. Here you go.
Perfect. Please take this potion as a reward. That's all I've got. So if you want any more potions, you'll have to pay for them.
Interesting. So if you just go to the shelf, we can get stealth potions and armor potions. And what did we just get as a potion, by the way, as a reward? Just an armor potion? Not sure you really need any of those, though. But yeah, that quest is done. It's a little weird that you don't have the opportunity to buy poison resistant potions from her, though, because she definitely made one of those for us and then kind of gave up. This guy's not going to be any challenge now, and this guy wasn't really much of a challenge. We're leveled up and we've cleared out this area. There might very well be a quest to kill each one of these wizard creatures that are going to be homunculuses, effectively. Merging of other character of 2 animals. Let's see if she would buy these.
I don't think she wants that.
Nope. Melee damage or more money. I really haven't seen a lot of money dropping, so I think range damage, melee damage, things like that are probably more useful in this game than they typically would be in an RPG. There's another item, food item we just picked up. Here's that quest. Let's see if he'll give us another quest.
Greetings, researcher. I have your reading from the Thungalith by the Demon Mines.
Excellent. The data gathered is perfect. Thank you.
And he does have a new quest for us. It's red
Greetings, researcher.
exclamation mark.
Can
That's
you help
weird.
me one more time, DeathSpank? I need a reading from the Thungalith in the Enchanted Forest.
Okay.
Remember, drop an instrument by the Thungalith for a few seconds, and it will gather all the data it needs.
So we will be doing that, it seems like, quite a lot. These are now getting one hit. These guys are nothing but fodder. Take note that those guys don't seem to drop anything when they die. They kind of know that we couldn't collect it. So it probably wouldn't help us too much to grind, but I would like to know. I imagine food probably is better to be on this side if I can do some more sorting. There. And we can go ahead and sell that. And then this is 4% ice versus 3% ice. So we can get rid of that. And I think that probably means we could also kind of nicely have each of these trinkets somewhere here out of the way, because we're going to have these trinkets but not really use them. Like right now we have health plus 20 and 3% fire compared to this, which is 4% fire, so you don't even need to hold on to that. I'm trying to keep things that we would run out of more on the left side if they stack, whereas individual items will be more on the right side, and that might be the wrong move. Alright, we have 2 gold keys, so I'm just gonna fire wildly in directions and try and kill things as I'm running in this general direction to see where the keys are that the treasure chests are that we walked by over here, because I definitely remembered seeing some treasure chests, but I don't really remember where they are. This is slow though. There is a major slowdown when you're shooting, so probably wouldn't hurt too much to just run around and let people run up to you. It's a little surprised that some of these instant pickups aren't just a direct health upgrade. Instead you have to eat the food later. That is a more traditional way for an RPG game to work, certainly, but I've seen it more modernized in other instances. Almost certainly we are going to go fishing there at some point. Either that or somebody made that animation. What's funny is a lot of this modeling and animation very possibly did not get reused very much. Like, after the 3 DeathSpank trilogy games, at least, I can't imagine a lot of cell phone games ended up reusing the same goblin models or spider models. But you never know. A lot of that can get resold and reskinned, so you can't even tell that it is the same content. I'm not sure if I didn't get the other chest open. I think I did, yeah. And these are like level 4 creatures now, which still really aren't doing a lot of damage to me, but they aren't killing me. Rather, well, actually, they are slightly killing me. Here's an instance where it would be really nice if there was no enemies around. They know there's no enemies around. The music turned down. Would be really nice if at this point they just let me instantly eat food. Instead of having us mess around and right. I think what we want to do on the lightning rod, which is 350, is go back to 375, and I think what we're gonna do is skip spinning blade here, because this does only 150, so we go ahead and sell that. Let's see, and we can go ahead and sell that. Orb of Brief Invulnerability. Another potion. Interesting. So this is the new spin attack, and it's a rather long spin attack. So I'm gonna try and go along the edges here and take out enemies and get the demon horn without hurting myself too much. That way I can run in fear as I'm eating food. We might need to either get a skill that has food heal us more, or we may need to just start selling chicken, because it is really stopped becoming useful. It almost feels like the treasure chests in this game would give you very specific items that they had planned for you to get and have. It's probably somewhat accurate to describe it that way. I imagine there's a little bit of randomness to it, but the boots of recycling, for instance, here, the name might be randomized, but the attributes are very basic here, which is just health plus 15, compared to, say, the boots that we're wearing now, which is health plus 22. And let's see, what does this do? 350 physical versus 375 physical. And yeah, it is rather nice to not have to deal with any of that. So we needed a bunch of red horns, which we now have red horns. And we don't have any gold keys. We only needed 9 of them. We might as well just grind this whole area though. Can we look at the map while we're eating? No, it stopped that too. Interesting. So, I think we're just gonna press forward into the demon mine. And I probably should still try to do some damage in the distance. It at the very least gets the characters to run towards me. It's kind of ironic to get a ice cream in the demon mine lava area. The thing, I guess, though, is if the chests were specifically just supposed to be side quests, rewards, effectively, and that was the only place you were actually getting any kind of armor upgrades, then we wouldn't probably see random armor drops, and then that kind of kills a RPG game. I've seen a few that have done that, where it's very simplified, and you know that all of the rewards come from finishing side quests. There's a danger of making RPGs too simplified, though. And these guys are like level 2. I'm still not sure what the whole deal with the what the deal with the interesting. There's more places to search around here. Not why you'd run into level 2 creatures though. This is just kind of a shortcut area, it seems like. Shortcut area with some food. And so it seems like we probably will come back this direction. And it seems like it's probably worthwhile to still collect a lot of this stuff. But yeah, that just opened a shortcut. And here we've got a new character, the Bumblewood Farm. Let's talk to him.
Greetings, industrious worker.
Hello, the name's Bubblewood, and I need poop.
I'll try a high-fiber diet and stay away from cheese.
Look, every year I win the annual Pluck-Buckle Produce Contest with my unnaturally large cherries. They
So he
grow
says-
so dang big because of my mystical and arcane manure formula.
He calls him
I'm all
industrious
out
the
of
first
poop
time.
and need more.
You need magic poop.
Demon dung, actually. And yes, I'd appreciate it if you could help me out. Just use this special hammer to beat the crap out of demons. Literally. It doesn't do much damage, but if you pound on a demon long enough, it'll drop out the meadow muffins I need.
Okay. That is interesting. So they've spiced it up a little bit by now having us go and beat on some demons with a weaker weapon. Take note that this building really isn't real, and it kind of makes the whole world feel kind of like it is
Hey, don't muck with that. It takes forever to wind the bucket back up, especially when the Greams dump their anvils in there.
Interesting. So, what happens if I do that?
Oh no, not the anvil again.
So is that supposed to keep them busy somewhat for some reason? So,
Hey, don't touch those cherries.
okay, so I need to steal some cherries. Notice, sign ahead. Interesting. And we've got a whole section here that's blocked off that would be the path to the next area. Interesting. So the whole world is just one load file, effectively. Bridge to Pluckmuckle closed by order of Lord Von Prong. And this is a vicious beast. I assume not a demon.
Greetings,
This guy
Arius.
doesn't seem to have any quests for us.
Let's see your weapons selection.
Okay. 200, 300, 375. 400. Is it worth it to buy any of these things though? We have kind of a massive amount of weapons already. Let's see. Health plus 40. Health plus 80 in the chest space. I don't think it's worth purchasing any of this because you're probably going to get some random drops anyways. And you can kind of see that there's things that he's willing to sell up to level 13 that cost a lot more. So we now... It would have been a little nicer, frankly, if they had shown us that armory in that any kind of shop. There's something creepy in the background there with a tower of eyeballs. Had we seen the shop a little bit earlier in the game, we would have known to save our money a little bit more. Fortunately, I guess it doesn't really matter because we haven't seen any other shops or anything else to spend the money on. Seems like money is going to play a rather small role in this game, if I was to guess. And we need to check. We picked up some cherries, but they're not items. Look at all this stuff that we picked up. So I'm gonna put the poop hammer on the Y. I haven't even really been using this, so I probably should replace it. I don't think I'm gonna be using the Y button much. I just don't think it's typically don't press Y to heal. And it probably is a smart idea just to hold on to food and continue to eat chicken even though it's incredibly slow. And we're just getting stronger and stronger. Cherries stain everything they touch a bright red. So I don't know if perhaps I could have stolen the cherry and used it on the white horns. If we run into any more white horns, let's see if that happens. Quest-wise, we have like another quest we could turn in, but is that all of that quest that we can turn in? Yeah, it is. So it makes good sense to run back and turn in the quest. Particularly since we now have opened up this. Alright. Let's do this. it's kind of always worthwhile to run around here and kill all those chickens. May not be getting you a lot of experience, much experience at all, but they're getting you food, they're getting you gold. All of this just respawns, which is way nicer than having them have to potentially just make more forest for no reason. Let's go and talk to her.
Greetings, Demon Witch. Here are the ingredients you required. The bright red horns of the Demon Imp. That should be everything you needed.
It is. Now, take this crystal and insert 9 demonic rubies to charge it. After it is charged, use it on the sealed door deep in the demon mines.
And then I get the artifact. Thank you, Demon Witch Haven.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get the artifact.
Justice calls.
So we now have a magic crystal. Let's see. And apparently somebody wants to talk to me, or he's a quest giver in that area. So I've almost done all the quests in this game so far. Alright. Let's get the demon poop out of these guys. Demon dung. It's, I guess, a little weird to try to evaluate the comedy of this game now, 7 years later. I think it plays. I think it plays particularly to young kids. Like this isn't going to be offensive if you had a 12-year-old, 10-year-old playing the game. It's not going to get explicit. It's not going to be drop down funny or anything like that, rolling on the floor laughing or anything like that, but it gets the job done. It feels like a lot like what a Disney movie feels like, kind of universally acceptable for their age group if you've seen it for the first time. If you haven't, then
I don't know how to use those things.
So we can't get
together.
red dung. I lost the cherry. Interesting. And I don't think I'm gonna get any more horns. So we're now back this way, and it's probably a mistake to grind too much right now. Because we need to deliver the demon dung. And he pulled that anvil out. He's probably going to send us to get more demon dung.
Greetings, industrious worker. I have your
He called them
droppings of
industrious
demonic
before.
origin.
But what's funny is a lot of this is kind of just a reference to Batman 66 TV show, which
Think of you, DeathSpank.
I think a lot of people may very well start to forget about Batman 66 and maybe comic books in general, as that industry is on the verge of dying right
How
about
goes
now.
the cherry business, Bubblewood?
Not so good. I forgot that the dung is worthless without demon water.
Oh, I know you can milk a demon, but water?
No. Water from the demon mines. You use a bucket.
Oh, hey, a bucket. Ooh, I love buckets.
Oh, that's great. Then take this bucket and fill it with demonic water.
Okay. So, is there anything else that we can really do. I mean, I could run around, and we haven't respawned everybody in this area, but let's see. Item-wise, is yet another bolt, and we could start moving these around to figure things out. We have one that does 5 instead of 3, and then we have a fire necklace that's fire, which is different. We don't need, like, should we perhaps keep the stun weapon until we get something better? I think we should. And we'll stick this poop hammer way down here and see if we need it for some later reason. Seems like they're gonna wait until level 10 until we start getting rings, and probably isn't very helpful to have the stealth function anymore, so I'm gonna instead go with armor up. But let's see, some of these other spells might be even more useful than that. A lot of these are doing such little damage right now that they don't deserve to really still be in the inventory. We could look at the book of stats, I suppose, and we'll have to see if we can back out. We are now 14% done with the game, according to this. We've done 6 main quests, 9 side quests. We've opened 3 fortune cookies. We've collected 28 armors and 31 weapons. We've visited 6 areas. We've explored 0 caves, so apparently caves are a thing. Maybe this first area won't have too many caves, or maybe caves will open up. Lots of damage dealt, lots of footsteps taken, a lot of damage taken. We've been playing, now it says, for 84 minutes, which I don't feel like that is quite accurate either. And then lots of other things. As far as money, that's really surprising how much money we've collected, and it just is an odd economy, certainly, that the game has. And then notes. The note that we collected that was the wizard's note is now the first note that pops up here, but still left stick does not move the pages back and forth. None of the buttons do. WASD doesn't, so that whole screen just is broken, weirdly. Yeah, map wise, we need to grind through the demonic camp and then grind through the demonic mine, and then we'll be done with this area. And then once we're done with this area, a new section will open up, and then some other sections, and then some other sections. At this rate, this map actually looks a little too large, so I'm hoping maybe some caves will subdivide the map. Otherwise, we're gonna have a rather large world that we are gonna cross throughout the course of the game. Yeah, but overall, so far so good. As an action RPG with a comedic bent, it's alright, particularly if you're a fan of The Tick or Batman 66. It's non-offensive while still being kind of comedically offensive. You probably wouldn't want a 8-year-old playing this game, because you probably wouldn't want him talking about thongs to his friends, which that will be a running joke eventually, and or poop, like probably an 8-year-old already is running around talking about poop to his friends. But yeah, if you had a 10 to 12-year-old, just someone slightly mature, I think they'd appreciate this fine. I could see this easily being a game on the Switch if Hothead Games had the financing to just re-release the whole trilogy on the Switch, and then you'd have a rather long game. That I imagine the trilogy in total combined, though, is about the equivalent of the amount of time you would have spent playing just Diablo 1. But then again, I don't really feel like playing the full 200 hours on something like Diablo is necessary nowadays in modern times. Like even Torchlight 1, which was an attempt at modernizing Diablo, went on a little too long and was a little too grindy. Compared to Torchlight, like when you went down certain levels, you were getting sort of randomized procedurally generated maps, but because of that, all the art was very repetitive and it was not very interesting to look at. This world, I'm 100% certain, was handcrafted, and it has that extra feel to it that makes it more interesting, even if we are mostly just running around fighting the same enemies in large fields. I forgot, I also need to go take out those ghosts, so that would be something else to do. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.